Yeah, hi. Hi, Chandraveer. Am I audible? Am I audible, Chandraveer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, audible, ma'am.
Okay, great. So, for a change, let us have a speaking session today. Yeah?
Okay. No issue.
Okay. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Okay. So let us get started with the speaking session. So this is just the first speaking session that we'll be having. So even before we get started with your speaking, let us have a look at a speaking question paper. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just a minute. You had written the test before, right? This is not your first time, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, the first already given one time test.
Okay. And how much did you score on the first attempt?
6, ma'am.
Okay. 6 in speaking is what you scored?
Yeah, 6 in speaking, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me share my screen and show you the speaking question paper. I'm sure you're aware about this question paper. Now, let me give you a little bit of briefing, or you can say, a little bit of introduction on the speaking module. So speaking module happens on a different slot. It can happen on a different day at a different time, or it can even happen on the same day at a different time. So if you have the main test, that is listening, reading, writing, say at 4 p.m. in the evening, then there are chances that you might have the speaking in the morning, or you might have the speaking in the evening, or you can even have speaking on some other day. The entire speaking module is basically for 11 to 14 minutes of time, and you have round 1, round 2, and round 3. So take a look at the question paper. This is your round 1. Okay. Look at the questions which are there in round 1 and tell me, I mean, what do you observe? What are the kind of questions? How are they? I mean, yes.
Means what a type of question means in the first part it is asking about introduction part that
Right.
where
If you
only
look at the question, you will see that they are asking you on 3 topics, 4 questions on 3 topics, right? So this is how it will be. So mostly four questions on 3 topics. Now, sometimes because of the time constraint, they might ask you just from 2 topics or maybe from a single topic. But ideally, this is the pattern. Look at the questions and tell me, see, the questions are extremely crisp and simple, right?
yes.
See? Let's talk about where you live. They are not looking out for lengthy answers. They are not looking out for answers which are 6 or 7 lines or sentences long. They are looking out for very simple, short, and straightforward answers. And look at the content of the question. Each of the question is completely related to you. They are asking you about your personal stuffs, right? Let's talk about where you live. How's your hometown? Okay, is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit? Is that clear? So that's something that that is something that you need to understand. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
So when it comes to your round 1, the questions are completely personal. The questions are related to you. And at the same time, the questions that they will be asking you, they'll be demanding a very simple, straightforward, and crisp answers, not very lengthy answers. Okay. Now, if you look at this question, and if you look at this question, do you find any difference? Do you find some difference between these 2 questions?
This third and fourth?
No, I'm talking about second and third. What do you like most about your hometown? And is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit?
Yeah.
So do you find a basic difference between these 2 questions? I mean, the way you will be answering these questions, do you find the difference?
What do you like the most about your hometown, and in your same means it is just they are asking about one, they asking about your hometown, what you like the most, and second the tourist.
Okay.
The same we
Yeah. So
can.
if you look at the content, the first one is asking you, what do you like most about your hometown? So probably you can talk about 100 things.
Yeah.
Right? Many things. What do you like? So it's an open-ended question. It's a general question. Okay, so you can mention about many things that you like or you are fond of in your hometown. But when it comes to this question, is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit? This is a specific question. Is your? So
They
you're
are
starting
asking
with
me.
yeah,
Yes.
you're starting with a yes or no, and then you're explaining. If you're saying that yes, it is a popular place for tourists to visit, then you're mentioning why. I mean, you're probably mentioning a couple of tourist places and why they are famous, or why tourists are attracted or allured or tempted to visit those. Clear?
Oh, clear. Yeah.
Got it. So always remember that when it comes to your round one, the answer has to be very short. It has to be simple and straightforward, and it should not exceed more than 2 to 3 sentences. And at the
Okay.
same time, always mention why or why not. So if you say that you like, what do you like most about your hometown, and you say that, I'm very fond of the temples. Why? Why are you so fond of the temples? What is so good or what is so special about the temples? Okay. Similarly, when you say, is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit? And you say that, yes, it has gained a lot of name and fame among the travelers. Then you have to mention a couple of places which are attracting or which are tempting the tourists, and why is that so? So mentioning why is very important in your round one. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to your round two. So look at the round two question. Since you've already written the test, so you would be having a first-hand idea about round two. It's a cue card question, right? So what is a
Yes.
cue card question? Nothing much. They give you cues. I mean, you have the main question. So this is the main question, right? And
Yeah.
these are the cues or hints. So you are given a minute's time to prepare your answer, right? And then you're answering each of the cues. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're getting 2 minutes of time to present your talk or to present your answer. Clear?
Ma'am, yeah, in this cue card, I have some question because sometimes the ideas not come in your mind. I mean, sometimes they are so much difficult.
वो तो किसी भी क्वेश्चन के लिए हो सकता है स्पीकिंग में. इट्स नॉट कि खाली क्यू कार्ड. इनफैक्ट मुझे तो लगता है कि क्यू कार्ड आंसर करना काफी इजी है इन कंपैरिजन टू अदर क्वेश्चंस, क्योंकि आपके पास एटलीस्ट हिंट्स रहते हैं, क्यूज है आपके
लेकिन
पास.
मैम अब जैसे इस बार मुझसे पूछा गया था, उन्होंने पूछा कि आप ऐसा मोमेंट बताओ जब आपके फ्रेंड आप कहीं फंसे हो, उसने आपको कुछ सिचुएशन से साथ कर निकाला. मैं 2-3 मिनट तो सोचता ही रह गया यार अब वो सिचुएशन का.
ये गलत नहीं बोल रहे हो आप. आई मीन यू आर कंप्लीटली ट्रू. यू आर परफेक्टली फाइन विद द रियल टाइम सिचुएशन दैट हैपेंस इन योर एग्जाम. राइटिंग में भी ऐसा हो सकता है, स्पीकिंग में भी हो सकता है कि उन्होंने एक टॉपिक आपसे पूछा है ऐसे में या ऐसे स्पीकिंग में, एंड यू कंप्लीटली ब्लैंक. आपके पास कोई आइडिया ही नहीं है, कोई नॉलेज ही नहीं है उसके बारे में, तो तुरंत उसको आंसर करना थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है. ठीक है. Now the point is, so how to tackle that? Now see, both in your writing and speaking, they are not asking you to give true answers. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि घटनाएं जो आप बोल रहे हो, घटनाएं whichever you are mentioning, whatever stories you are forming or framing, there is no hard and fast rule, or it is not mandatory and compulsory that those stories have to be facts. ठीक है. वो अगर hypothetical, मतलब आपने अगर बनाया भी है तो भी चलेगा. ठीक है. Even if you are making it up, then also it is fine. But remember कि वो एकदम से ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए something which is next to impossible. तो अगर आप यहाँ पे जैसे describe a time when you helped someone, यहाँ पे शायद आपके दिमाग में कुछ आ ही नहीं रहा है content, you're completely blank. So you can make up a story, you can frame a story, but remember story ऐसी बनानी है जो कि विश्वास योग्य हो, something which can be practical, which could be pragmatic. ठीक है. ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि जो एकदम से भूतिया टाइप ऑफ स्टोरी आपने बना दिया. मोस्टली स्पीकिंग में ऐसा होता है दैट जो भी क्वेश्चन वो पूछते हैं, यू आर नॉट हैविंग sufficient idea, or you're not having sufficient content or knowledge on that particular topic. ठीक है.
जो इस बार मेरा क्यू कार्ड हुआ था उसमें मतलब कि मैं आई थिंक मैं बोल भी नहीं पाया, पूरा 2 मिनट भी नहीं बोल पाया.
होता है. I mean, that's the reason you need sufficient practice, or try to practice all these questions which are there in the Cambridge books. जैसे ये official Cambridge हो गया, उसके अलावा you can have Cambridge 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, ये जो Cambridge वाले books है ना, you can definitely focus and emphasize on the speaking and writing questions from there. मैं तो बोलती हूँ कि और कुछ practice करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, just work on these books. Okay, and
11 to 16 हाँ
11 to 16. ठीक है. ओके, सो राउंड 2 में आंसर करना डिफिकल्ट नहीं होता है क्योंकि आपके पास हिंट्स होते हैं, हु, हाउ, व्हाट, एक्सप्लेन, तो थोड़ा टाइम आपको दिया जाता है. You are getting some time to prepare your notes, and then when you are speaking, you are referring to those notes. You are not reading out from those notes. So be very careful. बहुत सारे बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं ना कि notes बना लिया और उसके बाद आप उसमें से पढ़ लेते हो. You are not supposed to read out. You are supposed to refer on and off जो भी notes आपने बनाए हैं. और नोट्स बनाने का भी एक तरीका होता है क्योंकि यू जस्ट हैव 1 minute टाइम, राइट? एक ही मिनट का टाइम आपके पास होता है, तो यू कैन नॉट मेक एलैबोरेटिव नोट्स. एकदम से एलैबोरेटिव एक्सटेंसिव नोट्स आप नहीं बना सकते हो. ठीक है. व्हाटएवर नोट्स यू आर मेकिंग, दोस हैव टू बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ शॉर्ट बुलेट पॉइंट्स. ठीक है. कभी कभी वोकैब, अगर आपके दिमाग में कोई वोकैब है इससे रिलेटेड, एनी रेलेवेंट वोकैब दैट यू आर हैविंग इन योर माइंड, यू कैन इवन मेक अ नोट ऑफ दैट. ऑलराइट. So this is how the round 2 questions are done. What is the difference between round 1 and round 2? Can you tell me? Like, see, round 1 is a kind of round जहाँ पे you're speaking for less time. बहुत short duration के लिए आप बात करते हो.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Round
Yes.
2. Round 2 is you can
We have
say.
Yeah.
Yes,
We have to speak for some topic.
Correct. You have to talk for a longer duration. काफी वक्त के लिए या काफी टाइम के लिए आपको बात करना पड़ेगा, एटलीस्ट फॉर 2 minutes, है ना? तो राउंड 1 में what they check is your fluency, because the questions are personal, and क्योंकि the questions are personal, so you are expected to give very fluent answers. बना के बोलने का तो कुछ है ही नहीं, मतलब जो है वही है. But round 2 में they are basically checking how well you can organize your answer. ठीक है. कितने अच्छे से आप एट लेंथ बात कर सकते हो 2 मिनट के लिए कंप्लीटली, हाउ वेल यू आर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग द आंसर्स टू ईच ऑफ द हिंट्स, हाउ वेल यू आर टॉकिंग फॉर लॉन्गर ड्यूरेशन. ठीक है.
ठीक है मैम.
ओके, लेट अस लुक एट राउंड 3. नाउ लुक एट राउंड 3 क्वेश्चंस एंड टेल मी कि कुछ डिफरेंस आपको लग रहा है, और what exactly or what exactly are round 3 questions asking you to do, or how exactly you should be answering round 3 questions.
Describe the practical things people can do help their neighbors. Here also means in round 3 also we have to speak for 1 or 2 minutes. We have to describe the, or it is not a short answer. जो round 3 है मैम,
ये जो क्वेश्चंस है, आर दीज क्वेश्चंस वेरी सिंपल एंड स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड जैसे राउंड 2 में था, राउंड 1 में था, या क्वेश्चंस में थोड़ा सा ट्विस्ट है? नहीं,
थोड़ा ट्विस्ट है ना इसमें. You have to describe the things.
क्या है in the, क्या ट्विस्ट है?
ट्विस्ट मींस आपको यहाँ और एलिब्रेट करके बताना है मैम. जैसे वहाँ टू पॉइंट था कि इफ यू आस्किंग अबाउट योर होम टाउन, व्हाट इज योर होम टाउन, a straight one line question. Here they are asking that describe. You have to describe the मतलब elaborate और more. Yes.
हाँ, एक तो elaborate. ये जो round 3 वाला, this round 3 is basically known as argumentative round. इसको हम argumentative round बोलते हैं. And this is a round which is basically testing you upon your argumentative skills. कितने अच्छे से आप अपना point of view जो भी आप दे रहे हो, ठीक है, उसको आप elaborate कर सको, उसको आप justify कर सको with relevant arguments, and how well you can substantiate that with relevant evidences. Okay, now if we look at these questions, see, describe.
Yeah.
Explain करने को बोला है. Explain करने को बोला है. Consider whether. Opinion मांगा है ना? In fact, this is not asking you for your opinion. This is asking you to compare. This is the question which is asking you to compare. जहाँ पे बोला है कि whether people in small towns help each other more than people in cities. So you have to compare 2 different situations. You have to draw a contrast. You have to draw a comparison between 2 different situations. Clear है? उसके बाद अगर आप देखोगे identify jobs, outline the qualities, again comparison, account for, agree or disagree, opinion. So round 3 में 4 से 5 टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस मुद्दे पे हो सकता है. एक एक्सप्लेन करने को बोल सकता है, कंपेयर करने को बोल सकता है, ओपिनियन मांग सकता है, प्रेडिक्ट करने को बोल सकता है, that predict whether do you think whether online teaching will completely replace offline teaching in future. Prediction. ठीक है.
Yeah.
Opinion, can ask you for your opinion. जैसे agree, disagree. जैसे यहाँ पे बोला है ना, governments have a responsibility to help people. Do you agree or disagree? Right? So ये जो questions है, इसमें अगर खाली आप अपना मुद्दा दे दोगे तो नहीं चलेगा. If you're just giving your point and moving on, won't help. You have to explain it. What I'm trying to say is that if you look at describe practical things people can do to help their neighbors. तो आपके पास दो practical things है. ऐसा नहीं कि you mention those two practical things and you move on. No. एक practical thing आपने mention करा, ठीक है. And then you have to also justify that why have you picked up that practical thing? How will that benefit the neighbors, or how will that benefit an individual if he or she is doing that for their neighbor? And then if possible, you can even give an evidence. Is that clear? तो ये जो questions है ना, ये थोड़ा सा हर एक question के लिए you have to give at least 5 to 6 sentences, definitely. और मुद्दे को थोड़ा सा justify करना है, argument करना है. You have to substantiate that with the help of an example or evidence. So ये सारी चीजें you know बहुत important.
और मैम इसका ये जो स्कोरिंग होता है वो कैसे पार्टीशन होता है तीनों में आपस में, मतलब which score modes?
See, you have this band score of 9, okay, and that's how all the rounds are basically tested upon. तो सारे rounds को mark करा जाता है और जो cumulative score आती है वही फिर दिया जाता है आपको speaking में. Okay. There are people who say कि part 3 ज़्यादा important है in comparison to part 2 and part 1. वो इस वजह से बोलते हैं क्योंकि पार्ट 3 ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है. आई मीन फ्रॉम माय एक्सपीरियंस एंड फ्रॉम माय एनालिसिस एंड फ्रॉम द फीडबैक एंड एक्सपीरियंस शेयर्ड बाय मोस्ट ऑफ माय स्टूडेंट्स, वो भी बोलते हैं कि मैम पार्ट 1 तो फिर भी चलो हो जाता है क्योंकि वो पर्सनल क्वेश्चंस है और कम बोलना पड़ता है. पार्ट 2 में आपके पास हिंट्स होते हैं और ऊपर से आपके पास 1 मिनट का टाइम भी होता है तो प्रिपेयर योर आंसर. बट पार्ट 3 इज क्वाइट चैलेंजिंग. व्हाई? क्योंकि आंसर पूरा खुद से बनाना पड़ता है और बहुत ज्यादा आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव है. एविडेंस देना पड़ता है, एलैबोरेट करना पड़ता है, फाई करना पड़ता है ना. So that's why people say that part 3 is quite challenging. Otherwise, importance तो हर part की है. हर part की importance. I mean, every round or every part is, you know, very important to score. ठीक है. So this was a little bit of briefing on your speaking. Now, since this is just your first session on speaking, so let me just, you know, quickly take a look at how good you are at speaking. Let me see up. कितनी अच्छी you know क्या है आपकी speaking. So we'll just have a short speaking evaluation session. All right?
Yeah.
So just a minute. All right. ठीक है. So let's start with round 1. So let's talk about where you live.
Currently, I am living in Myanmar from 2015 and working in a telecom company, Orido.
Okay. What do you like most about your hometown?
Basically, I am from North India, Punjab state, and I am from Patiala district. In my hometown, I mostly like the festival seasons because in Punjab, you know, they're famous for festivals only, and at the this ma'am all need to elaborate more. How many words we have to talk if you are asking like this? I mean 1 or 2 words or like this.
2 से 3 sentences आपको बोलने हैं.
Okay.
ठीक है. You have to give 2 to 3 sentences.
Okay. Got it.
All right. So that is one thing which is very important. Second thing जो आपको यहाँ पे समझना है कि अगर आप देखोगे जो भी answers आप दे रहे हो ना, I am, तो सारे short and simple sentences बन रहे हैं. जबकि speaking में भी आपको compound और complex sentences देने हैं. You have to give sentences which are combining the ideas. ठीक है. छोटे sentences, you have to get over छोटे sentences and you kind of, you know, have to give sentences which are drawing a relationship or drawing a connection between the different sentences, different ideas. ठीक है. Is your
Okay.
hometown a popular place for tourists to visit?
Yes, my hometown is very popular for the tourists because there are a lot of this old historical places. So many peoples come to visit to see the culture, this architecture.
What else? जैसे यहाँ पे आपने बोला ना so many people. So यहाँ पे what did you do? You combine two different ideas, right? So से
Yeah.
आपने बताया that it is a popular place. क्यों? Because you know there are many. I mean it is a place which has many buildings which are of architectural importance or which are of archaeological significance. एक चीज जो आपको जाननी है चंद्रवीर यहाँ पे, that please do not repeat the same words from the question. जैसे यहाँ पे उन्होंने आपसे पूछा is your hometown a popular place for tourists to visit? You cannot start that yes it is a popular place. ऐसे नहीं, ठीक है? You can say that you know yes my hometown or my native place has gained a lot of popularity or has gained a lot of name and fame among the travelers as, and then you can consider your answer. ठीक है?
Okay.
उसके अलावा एक दो मतलब एक सेंटेंस से आंसर नहीं देना है, एटलीस्ट 2-3 सेंटेंसेस, मैक्सिमम 2 सेंटेंसेस देने ही है राउंड 1 में, क्योंकि एक सेंटेंस में आपका पूरा मुद्दा नहीं आता है ना. यू आर गिविंग द आंसर एंड एट द सेम टाइम यू आर आल्सो मेंशनिंग व्हाई और व्हाई नॉट, राइट?
Okay.
The next question for you should be that do you prefer writing with a pen or using a computer?
Again,
I know this is a very tricky question. Relevant भी है आज के, अभी इस टेस्ट को ही आप ले लो, इसमें भी पेन एंड पेपर है और कंप्यूटर बेस्ड है, सो you can take anyone. Yeah.
और मेरा मैं भी कंप्यूटर बेस्ड ही है, so I prefer my computer based exam.
अच्छा, okay. So you mentioned why. ठीक है. So round 1 में 2 चीजों का आपको ध्यान रखना है, इनफैक्ट 3 चीजों का ध्यान रखना है. एक है कि क्वेश्चन के वर्ड्स को रिपीट नहीं करना है. यू आर नॉट सपोज्ड टू रिपीट द सेम वर्ड्स फ्रॉम द क्वेश्चन. दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द सेकंड थिंग, try to give your answer in somewhere around 2 to 3 sentences. ठीक है?
Okay.
Third thing, mention why or why not. If you are saying that see I am more fond of computers, mention why and then put a contrasting linker as opposed to or however or but. I am not that comfortable with pen as I am quite scared about my bad handwriting or poor handwriting.
Yes.
ठीक है? Yeah. Okay. Next question, do you like to write stories or poems?
Do you like a story or poems?
Do you like to write stories or poems?
I don't like both of them.
Do not repeat the same words from the question, please.
So मैं अब इसका कैसे स्टार्टिंग करनी है? जैसे बोल रहा कि you like, so
yeah, जैसे अगर do you like to write stories or poems में, if you say that you're not interested, so you can say that you know I'm not that I'm fond of writing stories as, or I'm fond of writing poems as, and then you can mention the reason. But I am not that fascinated with writing stories since, and then you can mention the reason why you are not that fascinated or interested in writing stories. Clear?
okay. Oh, clear, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Let me now quickly share my screen for the round 2 question. Okay. Yeah. So this is a round 2 question. Take some time, prepare your notes, and then you can present the talk. Notes short में बनाना है, ज़्यादा लंबे notes नहीं बनाने हैं, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am. So can we start now?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
When I started my first job in 2017, at that time, one of my best friend, Shahid, asked me for some help for his sister marriage. So that time I helped my friend by giving him some money uh, because his money. So at that time I support him by giving him some money. After that, my friend this completed his idea.
Yeah. No worries. I mean, see, if you do not try to speak, if you do not speak, then you will never be able to speak. Okay. So you have to come up with whatever ideas and whatever sentences this is just a session to understand where you actually stand. Yeah.
So that time I helped my friend, and his sister marriage completed successfully. And he felt very happy. He felt very happy that I helped him at the time of his needful.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a very important day of my life, because I helped him and I feel very peace.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my studying.
Okay. See, who you helped and why, how you helped this person, what the result was, and explain how you felt about helping this person. So, who you helped and why, probably you felt one of your friends who was in need of money. Okay, he was
Yeah.
going through some sort of financial crunch, or
Yeah.
he was laid off, or maybe he was sacked from his job during this COVID-19, and therefore he needed sufficient. He didn't have sufficient amount of money, and he needed some money to run his family, to run his expenses, and that was when you intervened. What the result was? The result, I mean, you helped him with maybe a month of your salary. You gave him a salary of your 1 month salary, and that basically helped him in running all his expenses, paying the fees for children's education, and medical expenses, and all that. Explain how you felt about helping this person. You definitely must have felt very good. It must have been an overwhelming experience. You were over the moon. So over the moon is an idiomatic expression. So unlike writing, even in speaking, you can use idiomatic expressions. Over the moon. Okay, so you were extremely happy. It was an absolutely overwhelming opportunity, and it was absolutely overwhelming experience to lend your support or lend financial support to one of your good friends, one of your good childhood friends, and you learned that you exhibited the you can say the moral values of compassion, of empathy, right? I mean, if you could have left him, you could have left him deprived, or you could have not helped him, but then you chose to help him and be there as his support. So that definitely gave you a lot of self satisfaction. You were
Yes.
content. Yes, अंदर से आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा होगा. So this is how you have to frame. So look at the words that I'm using, the linkers that I'm using. Sentences में मैं short नहीं बना रही हूँ. ठीक है, sentences में भी variety लानी है. Just the way in our writing session I had told you that there has to be some variety in your sentence constructions, in your vocab. In speaking also the same thing. Okay, you have to give different sentence constructions, because only when you are giving different sentence constructions, that is when basically you are you can say showing your expertise in the grammatical range and accuracy part when it comes to speaking. Because if you look at our native language also, हमारी native language हिंदी है. हिंदी में अगर हम छोटे छोटे सेंटेंसेस बनाएंगे तो इसका मतलब क्या है, हमको हिंदी आती ही नहीं है, राइट? जब हम लंबे सेंटेंसेस बनाते हैं, 2-3 आइडियाज को एक साथ ज्वाइन और कंबाइन करके करते हैं, दैट्स व्हेन इट शोज आवर एक्सपर्टीज इन द नेटिव लैंग्वेज. है ना? So for any language, I mean, it is not only with English, with any language, if you are able to, if you have that expertise of combining ideas together, joining ideas together, है ना, और उसके बाद जाके अगर आप कोई सेंटेंस बनाते हो, that gives the expertise. So the whole idea is that join ideas. जैसे राइटिंग में डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सेंटेंस कंस्ट्रक्शंस आपने बनाए थे, यहाँ पे भी बनाएंगे. Yes.
So how to grow the ideas, ma'am? The ideas को मतलब कैसे grow किया जाए?
Ideas, see, speaking में अगर आपको ideas grow करने हैं, तो you have to focus on these questions. You have to rigorously and intensively practice all these questions. Writing में क्या होता है ना कि writing में there are some topics जैसे environment, pollution, population, आपने कहीं से पढ़ लिया तो थोड़े ideas आ गए आपके दिमाग में, content आ गई, थोड़ी सी vocab आ गई, perfectly fine. But when it comes to speaking, you have to work on these questions personally.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to, personally work on these questions, and you have to see that you are, because all these are personal questions, right? यहाँ पे describe a time when you help someone. All right. यहाँ पे अगर मैं अपनी आंसर मैं अगर अपना आंसर आपको दूंगी तो उससे कोई फायदा नहीं है, राइट? है ना? ये जो पूरा क्वेश्चन है, इसमें आपको अपना व्यू पॉइंट देना है, इसमें आपको अपनी आंसर देनी है. Right? So if that is the case, then you have to rigorously and intensively practice on all these questions. So start practicing. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just joined. Hello.
Yeah. Hi, Kirti. Hi.
Hi.
We are almost towards the.
Minutes.
Yeah, we are almost towards the end of the session actually. So we started with a speaking session today. I gave a little bit of briefing and introduction on the speaking, and we were just having the speaking with Chandravi. Don't worry, we'll be having speaking sessions further also. So you'll be getting a lot of idea. As of now, you be there. You just continue and see how Chandraveer is speaking. And I'm doing little bit of feedback and evaluation for him. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, just be there. Just be there. Okay. Fine. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and now let us move on to round 3 questions. So, okay. The first question in round 3. Describe practical things people can do to help their neighbors. Practical things people can do to help their neighbors.
Practical things. Practical things. What we have to do.
Sorry, what was the question?
Describe the practical things.
What are the different ways that you can help your neighbors? That's the idea. What are the different ways that you can help your neighbors?
By financially or what, ma'am? Anything we can say?
Yeah.
By financially or what means?
Anything, Chandraveer. Practical things. I mean, it could be financially, it could be physically, it could be emotionally. Anyways, what are the practical things or what are the pragmatic things that you can do to help your neighbors? Yeah.
Yeah, we yes, we can help our neighbors by support them financially at their bad times.
बताइए.
Hello. Yeah, we can support our neighbors by financially at their bad times, and also support them.
आप जब बोल रहे हो तब एक मदर टंग इन्फ्लुएंस भी आ रहा है. It's very common with the South Asian native speakers. When you're speaking, your mother tongue influence is coming, like support. You're saying support, so it is support. ठीक है? So be careful about that. Not in all places, but definitely in certain places you will be having, you would be having certain mother tongue influence on your speaking. Okay. All right. Kirti, can you answer this question? Describe the practical things people can do to help their neighbors. What are the different? Bring variety in your answer. Bring variety. Talk about different things. You can talk about physical support. You can talk about emotional support during times of emergency. You can talk about financial support or financial help during times of fund crunch. So talk about different things and try to include different ideas, connect different ideas, and show your expertise in sentence construction. Yeah. Kirti, can you please answer this question?
Yeah. So we can support our neighbors in the need of
Little bit louder, Kirti.
Okay.
Do
We can
something about
support
your
our.
microphone.
Now it is okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
So we can support our neighbors in the need of hours. For instance, if there is an emergency, like in the night times, if they want to, if there is a medical emergency, then definitely we can take them to the hospitals. Like we can drive, and also when they are in the hospital, we can support them emotionally, and not only supporting in emergency, but whenever that whenever whenever they need whenever they need any suggestion or advice, as we are very near to them, and they can just sit and discuss with us about the problem they are facing, and we can support in all the possible ways which are possible, by which we can support them. And also if like both the couples are both wife and husband are working, then they can leave their children for few hours in their neighbor's house. This is the
Very
greatest
good.
support
Very
which
good.
this is the
Go on,
greatest
go on.
support that
Mhm.
this is the greatest support that we get, that we need these days when we don't have grandparents at home. um, and and if we make some time and if we gather for a weekend, so it will really relieve the stress, and like we both discuss our problems together. So pouring our hearts itself gives us lots of relaxation. Not only being problem specific, not only being problem specific, like if we gather in the weekends or month ends, so discussing with each other, pouring our hearts itself will give lots of relaxation.
Amazing. Very good.
And
Yes. What
and
else?
also if we are going to some out of station for 1 or 2 days, and if we are having any pet at home, so we can rely on them so that they can take care of our pet in our absence.
So मैम ये ज़्यादा लंबा नहीं है कुछ कितना?
See, I'll tell you one thing. See, the point over here is not ideally round 3 में 5 से 6 sentences आपको बोलनी है, ठीक है? Content जितना relevant है उतना अच्छा. 2 sentences में खत्म नहीं करना है. उन्होंने फिर भी 6 to 7 sentences बोले, and there was variety, there was different sentence construction, and there was a lot of relevant content. अगर in any case the examiner feels कि बहुत ज्यादा जा रहा है, तो वो खुद से आपको रोकने के लिए बोल देगा, या देगा. You know, there will be a gesture and they will say stop or continue, something like that. But at least आपके पास एक से 1 minute का मसला होना चाहिए आपके पास बोलने के लिए. Is that clear, Chandraveer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, moving on to the next question for round 3, and the next question for round 3 is, okay, do you think governments have a responsibility to help people? Do you think governments have a responsibility to help people? Yeah.
Yes, yes, government should help the peoples in many ways, like giving them unemployed, like giving them jobs, better facility in the cities like buses and water facility, electricity facilities. So because government it's play a very important part for the growth of our community. So
Okay. What else?
what else, ma'am?
Yeah. Okay, let's look at Kirti. Kirti, can you give an answer to this? That do you think governments or state have a responsibility to help people. Could be any sort of a help, and at the same time, please include variety. Talk about different sections of people who need help. Give evidences for your answer, and justify your points. Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes, so obviously government plays a vital role taking care of society. Like recently we have gone through the pandemic situation where government was helping by providing food and necessities to the people because they were not working in that time because it was completely locked down for 2 months. So government was supporting the people to meet their essentials in that peak time. And also government plays and government helps to maintain the hygiene of the city, like it is responsible, like the city should be green and clean. For this we have another sector of government to take care of cleanliness, that is municipal corporation, but then it is a role of government. And also government it conducts health campaigns wherein like people get awareness about a very common problem nowadays, that is STD and AIDS disease. And also they conduct some campaigns whenever there is a disease which is arousing very rapidly, or which is spreading very rapidly. So it conducts a campaign and gives the awareness to the society. And not only that, but it also conducts job mela, which helps in the employment in employing the people who are seeking for jobs since long and still they are unemployed. And it also supports people like in schooling, like it offers um, we have government schools, we have government colleges wherein people who are not able to afford, they go into the colleges. So they are looking into that everybody get a good quality of education irrespective of private or government. They are making their efforts so that they can get good enough knowledge in their schooling and colleges. And most commonly that we usually see in 1 or 2 days that because of the mosquitoes, when there is a lot of dengue spread, we would see in our daily life that in a day or two there was some machine going on with the chemical which kills the mosquitoes. I don't exactly know the name of that machine, but this is the role of the government in making sure that they bring down the dengue cases. And also during the COVID situations, we were not finding beds in the hospitals, and people were losing their life because of not getting hospital admissions on time. So that in that scenario, they have they have taken lease of few hotels in which they provided their medical services. They have rented few of the properties where they can accommodate few of the patients, and they made sure that hospital services and nursing facilities available to them at that peak hour. So this is how government shows that it is responsible for the society, not only not only for education, not only for hospital purposes, but it have a few of the government services, like if we are going for a tourist place, especially to the pilgrimage places, there we have a free services of rooms and food. So everybody can afford to go to the pilgrimage, especially the old people who are not able to rely on their children, but yet they want to go and they have lack of money, so shortage of money, so they can go to the pilgrimage wherein we have free residence and food. And also government have provided a discount for citizens what is it? About 60 years of the people, we receive some discount on the tickets. Senior citizenship, I did not recall the word. So it is a senior citizenship discount that we get everywhere we go. We are not unaware that nowadays parents don't want to rely on the children, and children are reluctant to support or entertain all these kind of activities at their old age. So this is the way, this is how the government have helped to achieve few of the dreams of old age.
Great.
And also
Okay,
the people.
good. Yeah. So are you seeing, Chandraveer, although the answer was a little bit lengthy, but then there was a lot of variety. The
Yes,
content
yes.
had a lot of variety, and so she could actually, throw light upon her expertise, like different sentence constructions. You could have even used some idiomatic expressions. So we'll definitely have a session on idiomatic, how to use and what to use in idiomatic expressions. Remember, when you're speaking, it's very important that you're using linkers. Under usage and over usage should not be there. So put linkers wherever needed, because linkers are must to organize your ideas. That is one thing which is important. Second thing, different sentence constructions, combining the ideas together and trying to, show your expertise in constructing different types of compound and complex sentences. That's important. Third thing, Kirti, with your talking, with your talk, what I could see is that you were doing a lot of yeah, probably you were running out of words, or you were running out of content. So whenever
I was
you
actually not recalling few of the words like senior citizenship. Few of the words I was not able to recall suddenly.
yeah,
So that is the
so
reason I was having fillers.
there's a particular reason behind this. First of all, you're running out of content and vocab. The reason is you are rushing. You are
Yes.
rushing. Okay, so you are basically speeding up with your answer. You are bhag rahe ho apne answer ke saath. So instead of running, instead of speeding up, instead of rushing with your answer, आप क्या कर सकते हो ना? You can probably maintain those reasonable pauses. ठीक है, इतना भागना नहीं है, because आपकी जो talk है, the content is great, but the talk is completely flat. There are no emotions, there are no expressions. एकदम से flat जा रही है.
हाँ.
This is one thing. Second thing, जहाँ पे भी आपको ऐसे wherever you're coming across this remember that ये जो whenever you are running out of words or content, do one thing, try to include like you think, take a reasonable pause for a second. इतना भागना नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर इतना भागोगे तो कंटेंट बहुत कम टाइम में खत्म हो जाएगा, and you will start doing this एनर्जी भी खत्म हो जाती है. ठीक है?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so we will be having a lot of more speaking evaluation sessions that would definitely give you a lot of insight into speaking. ठीक है, तो अभी दोनों की स्पीकिंग एकदम से 6 की टाइप है, बैंड 6. अभी इसको इम्प्रूव करना है. यस, टेल मी.
That one मतलब what was I asking? Emotions add करना मतलब that is in the part 1.
Emotions
right?
मतलब कि flat नहीं जाना है. There has to be some expression.
So my favorite place, my favorite food, उसके लिए we can add emotions, but for this we cannot, right?
नहीं, expressions का मतलब होता है that when you are giving a particular sentence, आप एक sentence बोल रहे हो, sentence में से कुछ words है जिसपे आपको stress करना है और कुछ words है जिसपे आपको हल्का रखना है. That is what that's known as pitching and intonation. Going highs and lows. There are certain words in your answer or in a particular sentence that you would want to emphasize, you would want to stress more. तो उस पे आपको थोड़ा सा emphasize करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा high जाना पड़ेगा. Voice को volume has to be ठीक है. और जहाँ पे there are certain words जिसको उतना focus नहीं भी करोगे तो भी चलेगा, so you can take it light. So this is known as intonation, pitching of your voice. ठीक है? Okay, emotion as in whenever you are, if you're talking about, if you're happy about talking something, then you can show your happiness, maybe, thoda sa jubilant hoke baat karna. If you're not that, if you're talking about something which has disappointed you, then probably, you can add that disappointment kind of a thing. So that's a different thing. Okay. So anyway, so this was about it. We would be having a lot of more speaking evaluation sessions that would actually help you in understanding. For Kirti, I am seriously looking forward to your writing essays and letters. I have not yet received them. Yeah, so please do that. Okay, we'll have a quick 10 minutes feedback session. So because I'll I would just want to know a little bit. So can you switch on your videos if possible? Chandraveer and Kirti, can you switch on your videos?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, 1 minute.
Okay, great. So here we have Kirti from Hyderabad, right?
Yes,
yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So fine. I think Kirti is seeing me for the first time. Even if Yeah, hi. Even if we are in touch for a very long time, because she
Long
has
time.
taken the academic coaching also from me in 2019, but she's seeing me for the first time
First
online.
time, yes.
Okay, so hi Chandraveer. So Kirti, you're from which place?
Hyderabad.
And Chandraveer, you're from
मैं पंजाब में पटियाला.
Punjab, Patiala. But currently, where are you residing? Punjab?
No, in Myanmar, Yangon.
Oh, you're from Myanmar, Burma. Whose side se?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me about your profession, Kirti? What are you doing?
So actually, I have studied Bachelor's of Physiotherapy and I'm pursuing my NPT. So I have 5 years of clinical experience wherein I have worked as a physiotherapist. And now I'm working as a clinical investigator in one of the corporate company called Optum. So it is almost 6 years I'm working there.
What about you, Chandraveer? Can you give a little bit of idea about your professional background?
Yeah, ma'am. I have done BTech in 2009, and after that, I am working in telecom sector. Previous, I am work in Dubai. After that, I am shifted from Dubai to Myanmar in the Orido project. And currently, as a position, I'm as a FLM manager here, operation maintenance manager.
Okay. That's great. Okay, so let me ask Kirti. Kirti, how did you come to know about me and my training for IELTS and other test prep?
Actually, my husband have recommended that you are the one who takes IELTS coaching. And
Little
he
bit
got
louder. I cannot hear you. Little bit louder.
and he got to know about you from one of his friend that is Nagashi, who was already taking coaching from you. So that is wherein I got your reference from. So it is all our college chain.
So you took, when did you take the academic coaching from me?
2009.
2019. Okay. And then after 2 years, almost 3 years, you've come for general training, right?
3 years.
Yeah.
I
So
was
what
about
is
to
your,
take the coaching before, but then I got pregnant and then my baby was too small that I was not able to accommodate my time here. But now I wanted to do it because I heard that Canada is giving visas within 3 or 4 months of time. So I want to get the benefits of PR.
so Chandraveer, how do you like the whole experience of the training that's going on?
Ma'am, it's great. Let's go.
Little bit louder. Little bit louder. I cannot hear.
It's a few days, but the experience is very good. Means more the session we have to take, that I will understand more and more.
So how was the reading session that we did?
That is okay, ma'am. Now I can, even my score is also increasing. I'm daily doing practice from myself also.
Okay.
But
That's great.
I could add a point here. Like
please.
I was shadowing one of my friend where she took some coaching in some of the other institute.
Little bit
So
louder,
I was-
Kirti. Okay, just
So I
do one
was
thing. Let me just switch off the.
okay. So I was sharing one of my friend who was taking coaching in some other institute. So I felt that the coaching which I took in 2019 is far better. I mean, it is best than the one who is taking. Matlab, we have 1 hour session in that 15 minutes are just gone muting and unmuting. The trainer was on calls half of the time, and they used
The
to ask,
previous
give me
training
some.
institute जहाँ पे आप गए थे. Okay.
Not me, one of my friends
अच्छा,
who was
आपके
just
friends, हाँ.
shadowing her.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I felt that